Hello everyone, today we'll be making this beautiful rose ball dress for a 1 year old. If this is what you would love to learn, please kindly follow me through the process and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So we'll be making the half scale for this baby and I'll be using a half scale of 8 inches. So I'm just rolling a line across. The first line there is the shoulder line and the neck which we're going to be using is 2 inches, while the neck depth will also be 2 inches. So next we're going to be marking the shoulder, and the shoulder is going to be 4 inches. Then the depth of the armhole is going to be 4.5 inches. So I just slant the shoulder with about half an inch, even though we are not going to be using it, but I just want to just connect the point. So just draw your line down across. So on that line, we are going to be making baby's chest circumference, which is 20 inches divided by 4. I have 5. I also mark the same thing for the waistline, which is 5 inches. Then I'll connect the points together and also connect this other point. So next I'm going to be curving my armhole. So that's it. So we are going to be altering this pattern because the gown is like a sleeveless gown. So from the shoulder line, just come down with about 2 inches. 2 inches. Then yes, mark your 2 inches straight across. Then you connect the lines together. So next we're going to be marking 3 inches. 3 inches, so that will be the neck depth, the neck width, sorry. So from that point, kindly connect it to the armhole. Connect it to the armhole. So that's basically all for this pattern. That's basically all. So I'm just connecting it well and curving that place because I saw that it was a bit rough. So I didn't want the neckline to be straight, so I just slant it with about 1/4 of an inch because I want it a little bit curved. So that's all. You can go ahead and add your stitching allowance on the pattern, or you can do it on the fabric. It's totally optional. It depends on what you want. So cut the same thing for the back. The only difference is that you're leaving 1 inch for the zipper allowance. Just leave 1 inch for the zipper allowance and cut the same thing. So I've gone ahead to use the pattern to cut on my fabric. I'm using 4 yards of organza for this beautiful gown and 1 yard of bridal satin. So just cut the organza and the bridal satin, then stitch the organza on the bridal satin. Stitch it down so that it will be easy for us to sew. So I've gone ahead to stitch it down. You can see, you can also trim the excesses so that it will be neat. So you can now go ahead and stitch down the zipper allowance with about 1 inches. So also join the sides with baby measurements. Join the sides with the measurements that you will be using. But before I join the sides, I cut the belt, which is 3 inches. So I folded once then I folded again, then I went ahead to stitch it to the end. So that's it. So you can see that I have stitched it to the end. So this strip I'm cutting is, the length is 6 inches while the width is about 4 inches. So I just folded, and it will be for the sleeve, you know, where we are going to be putting the beads. So that's, so for this part I forgot to add it. For you to get that flare, just fold your fabric into four, then use the waist circumference of the baby to cut the upper part. Why the length of it, I just reduced it by, I made it 18 inches because the organza will cover up for the full length, which is 20. So that's basically all. So this is the organza. This organza will cover up for the full length after taking the 8 inches out for the upper bodies. So the remaining one will be the full length of the baby's gown, which is 20 inches. So by the time you stitch it down, you stitch it down like this, then draw your gathers. Draw your gathers. This is the longer one. So this one here is a shorter one, so I just reduced it from the longer one with about 4 inches. So I've gone ahead to draw the gathers on the two organza. One is shorter than the other. So what I'll do next is I'll place the two. I'll place the two like this. Then I'll go ahead and stitch it. That I have stitched it down. You can see it's looking beautiful already. So I've stitched it down. So next, this is the upper part of the fabric. So I notched the middle, which is the center part. I'll also do the same for the down part. So you mark the middle of the organza. Then you place it on each other, right sides facing right side. You place it on each other. Then you can use your pin to hold it down from the middle part to the end, so that it will be easy for you to sew on your machine. So just do it. So use the line. This is the lining, just join it. So next I am going to add my zipper. After adding my zipper, I'll use my lining to turn the main fabric. So just use 1/4 of an inches to turn it to the end from the zipper. You turn it till you get to the end. Gently. You should be careful with this process. So when you do it, you see that the right side is inside. So I've gone ahead to do it. It's looking beautiful. So this circle, I got it from the lining, the down part of that lining. So I didn't throw away the upside. So don't throw yours away. Just cut another fabric and turn. So when you can use interfacing, I use ST on one, then the other one no ST. So cut your strips in bias form. So I went ahead for the row strip. I used 2 inches. Then I cut. The width is 2 inches. So the length, you can cut many so that it will be easy for you. Then you join. So you can see that I have cut and I have joined. So next I'm going to fold it into 2, then sew it down. So I've gone ahead to use my machine to stitch it down. Now I have also turned the rows, the cycle. I've turned it, which is where the rows will sit on. So next I'll go to my sewing machine. I will add little pleats as I'm sewing it. You have to be gentle with this process. Just take the pleat little by little and continue sewing. Just be sewing, be turning it. You have to be gentle with this process. Continue sewing till you get to the place where You can no longer use your sewing machine to sew, where you have to use your hand needle to stitch. So just continue sewing and sewing. You can see it's looking beautiful already. It's looking very beautiful. It's looking beautiful. So you can see that I'm done with the machine. So at this point, if your strip is very long, you can cut it to be a bit short, then fold this way. Look at the way I'm folding it. You fold gently, continue folding gently. You fold and fold, then you place it at the middle, then you use your needle and thread to tack down. Use your needle and thread to tack down. You have to tack it gently. Next, you should use the same needle. Don't cut it, just use it to tack it on the main fabric. Tack the rows in front. So that's all for the tutorial. Thank you for watching.